was screen acting or acting in general, because obviously you've done a lot of musical theatre, but before Idol, was it just singing, or and the acting stuff's come through beyond after that, or was it both?
No,
Was it like
drama. It was always both. So I did drama year 9. I think it was my first drama class at school. Loved it. Then did it in year 10, and then they didn't have it in year 11 and 12 at my high school. So I changed schools to go and do music and drama at a different school. I dropped out of drama at the end of to do it. So yeah,
Wow.
I still did music into year 12, but I dropped out of drama because I was too scared to be on stage. And yeah, I was fine singing. That was fine. But
interesting?
yeah, it was really, yeah. So it was always there, but I just didn't have the courage to do it. I remember straight after Idol, I had an audition for Neighbours, and I did terribly. I just didn't know. And I think it comes, like, you might know this, Tack, as well. And I'm sure, Bon, you, over the last couple of years being on Neighbours and learning scripts, and you just learn more about who you are as a person. I think acting, you can't be a character unless you've got a really good sense of who you are as well. That's what I think makes a really good actor. They make great choices, not just for the character, because because you know what that feeling feels like.
The way I've always described it has been that, because people talk about transformative acting and that kind of stuff, and that's a certain sort of element to it. But now it's really, most of the time they're just casting the people that are the most like that person, because they can just cast the net so far. They don't want to see acting now. They just want to see the person do the thing on the screen. And now I feel like how it works, well, how I like to describe it is that the writer's written a character, and then the actor reads that script, and then a character... Sorry, Rob?
Interprets the script.
Yeah. And then I feel like the character actually ends up existing between the script page and the actor. It can't be so internal. It can't be so in here that it's just you, or it's just your imagining of something specific, because you get trapped in that. It needs to be somewhere you have to meet the writer halfway, and then the character exists as like its own little thing in the middle of that. And that way you can then, then it's reachable too. Often people feel like if it's this character and it's just on the page, and then I'm trying to do the thing that's on the page all the time and be specific what the page is, then you're constantly reaching for something you can never get, because you've got this idea of what the person is on the page, and that's not attached to you. So it needs to be somewhere in between.
But I think what we're saying though, but I think it comes back to, you still have to have a good sense of self to know, to read that script and to know what's going to feel like, or how that should feel, how that should read, or what I think, what do I think I would do in that situation, or I think I learned a lot more about myself through acting, through my acting coach before I started musical theatre, probably back in 2007. And the more acting and the more sort of one-on-one coaching I did, or like little workshops here and there, the more I understood myself. So therefore, I think I got better as an actor. That's what I think. I think the better understand yourself, the better you can perform on a stage or on screen, or that's what I think.
Yeah. And you can relax in your surroundings a bit more when you do know yourself, because I feel like if I've, sometimes we work constantly, so sometimes you've had a bad day, or you might be upset about something, and you've got to kind of just be able to let that go and just sit in with yourself and just feel like you were saying, this happened to me. That's kind of how would I say that? Because sometimes I say something, I'm like, that was bad, and then I'm like, no, but how would Bonnie say that for a second? It kind of makes
and how B would say
it. Brings the realness of it. Yeah. I totally get you.
And there's the other thing with try not to be attached to it so much, but I'm sure you've had these days at work, both of you. I know I did, doing all the hard crying stuff, or the stuff where Finn started panicking.
Oh, yeah.
Last sort of few months was panicking about getting his memories back, and just the overwhelming anxiety and panic attacks. Really, there were days I just sit in the car and I cry for a bit after, and then I just have to say, I spoke to my psych about this, and he just said, instead of carrying that, just give yourself a pat on the back that you could do that. if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So instead of going, I don't want to feel this way, it's like, no, it's good that I can make myself feel that way. So then it just changes the mindset of it. And then before I leave the building or I leave the lot out at Nunawading, I was always like, just have a breath and go, all right, Finn's gone, Rob's back. Let's take a moment, a few deep breaths, or
I said this on Monday. I think the thing that's hard to escape is the fatigue that creates, though, and that's where, because you're so tired, it then is really hard to separate it. So it's really, I love this idea that you pat yourself on the back and saying, well done for getting there, because you can then still be tired. You can just be tired and grateful, which is really nice.
Grateful, proud of yourself. Like it's an Aussie thing that we don't allow ourselves to be proud of ourselves. It's a really funny thing. We're great at knocking ourselves. When someone gives you a compliment, you're like, all right. There's got to be a moment in everyone's career and their lives where you're like, yeah, I am good enough, or I do deserve that praise, or everyone's different. I think most actors and performers are like that. Like, don't give me praise. It's not.
Yeah, watch yourself. You're like, I don't do that. Criticizing all the time.
I don't want to be arrogant. It's like it's not arrogant. It's just we've got to find a way to go. Yep, I do deserve to be praised, and not like, oh, you're amazing. That's the best thing.
I think us as Australians, we have a real confusion between arrogance and confidence.
Correct.
We often struggle to tell the difference, and there's an absolute difference between someone who's just confident in their abilities and someone who's arrogant. Arrogance is where confidence is used to boost ego and put someone else down and say that you're better. If confidence is just, no, I know what I'm doing, I'm sure of that, and that's something Australian actors go over to US are constantly told by their managers, you need to be more confident when you go into these meetings with managers or whatever. You can't go, oh yeah, I just did this show and that show or whatever. It was all right. I did a pretty good job. People think
humble. Don't be too
people
humble.
think then, oh, you mustn't be very good because you're not very confident about what you're doing. It's like, no. It's just we're so trained to talk down everything we've done that it comes off as like we lack confidence as opposed to being humble, which is a cultural difference as well. But yeah,
we can get better at that, Australians. Maybe we'll get better over this next six months of isolating. Reflecting on ourselves, going, I am good enough. Yeah, it's not saying I'm good. It's saying I'm good enough. Yeah.
Hello, and thank you for watching this Tact Talks clip. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. If you want to see the full conversation, click here. If you want to see all of the Tact Talk clips, click here. And if you want to see all of the Tact Talk conversations, click here.